Good afternoon, folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body and Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. I hope y'all enjoying y'all Labor Day weekend. Mine's I'm at the house just watching TV, but I'm with a lovely lady right now. One Miss Jimmy Savage, or if you might know her by another name, Miss Jamie Prinster. If I got it right, you correct me. And I'd like you to introduce yourself, madam, to people that's listening.
Well, good afternoon. I guess it's afternoon now. Yes, I go by Savage actually, so most people know me as Savage. I live here in Texas, and obviously I'm compete women's bodybuilding. This is my third year I've been competing, and went pro about 5 weeks ago at Masters Nationals.
It's pretty good. I mean, because it's good to see somebody. You've been here for you've been competing for a good while. There's some people who could compete a lot longer, and still hadn't got their pro card. But it's great that you get your pro card. How's that feeling when you finally say I'm a pro now? What's that feeling?
A lot of people keep asking me if I feel any different. I think all it's really done is made me believe that I'm now need to step and level up. So, I mean, I feel like the same person for the most part. Just it's definitely humbling. You get a lot of people who come up to you now and want to talk to you about bodybuilding and kind of what your experiences have been. I just got home from North Americans. I was supporting some teammates and one of my best friends who was competing for their pro cards. And just being at the show, it definitely had a different feel, again, just because you have more people approach you. It was really humbling. It's nice to see that you're motivating people, because I'm kind of one of those competitors that has their headphones on and their head down at the gym, kind of just grinding. So it was different.
Well, anyway, we have a follower of mine who's come on, Brooke Burrell. He'd like to say hello to you, Miss Savage. And
Hi.
yeah, he's a fan of the show. I love you, ladies. The big question is, how did you get into bodybuilding? That's the question.
So for me, I've been an athlete since I was 2. So I had a really good background as a gymnast. I also played soccer, played volleyball. I played volleyball all the way through college. And then after college, I was still going to the gym. I learned real quick, you don't burn those calories like you used to. Uh, so I was still going to the gym. One of the trainers at the gym had asked me if it was something I ever wanted to try. And at first I was like, no, that's just crazy. You don't do that. I was like, well, I'm here anyway. Let me give it a shot. Then I got in with a coach and nutrition and decided to compete. And then my first NPC show was in Louisiana, a state show. And I won physique at that show, which automatically, of course, qualified me for nationals. And I learned really quick that I just absolutely loved what I was doing. From there, I competed at North Americans 2 years in a row. And the feedback from the judges was you sit halfway between you're a little too thick for physique, but you're not quite big enough for bodybuilding. You kind of need to decide what to do. And I just made the decision for me. Not some women have a hard time putting on muscle. For me, it's a lot easier to get thicker than it is for me to drop down. So, and I enjoy lifting heavy. I like to compete with the guys to see if I can outlift them. So for me, that was the kind of the decision that I had made, is to jump over to women's bodybuilding, and it's been really successful for me.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like I said, it's always common knowledge that a lot of ladies who get into sport because of athletic background, some because of personal reasons, for health reasons. Some of my interviews, some ladies said that, and you really didn't know anything about female bodybuilding until they started working out. Till somebody say, "Hey, you got the physique," And what was that feeling when you was on stage that first time? What was that like?
I guess from being a gymnast, I've always liked to perform. So I actually didn't feel like it was too stressful. I think backstage was a little stressful just because I was new to it. Couldn't quite understand, like, the girls at that particular show were not super talkative. I had a teammate with me, and she has been a competitor for several years. At that time, she was competing figure. She actually just transferred to physique. And so I had her backstage, so I had somebody to kind of talk to. But, it was such a great experience. That show was run so well. It was super smooth. The crowd was awesome. We didn't have to worry about any of this COVID stuff. So was a nice big crowd, so you could just kind of make eye contact with people as you went and just kind of show off what you do. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't show it off, you can't win.
Yeah, show me, the show me, tell me kind of thing. It's just,
That's
it's
it.
amazing. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if you listening, this is one Miss Jamie Savage. You know, our information in the description. Also, you want to check her out. She also has a cash app because like I know, a lot of these ladies, the sport is very expensive. And if you can, like I understand things are a little tight, but hey, it's holiday weekend. I know you get your holiday pay. It doesn't hurt to give maybe $4 or $5. Hey, tell 10 if you got it. You know.
Yes, it definitely is an expensive sport, but it's definitely worth every penny. So it's, it's you either love it or hate it. Hate it. I hope most people would love it. I know you had done an interview not that long ago talking about nutrition a little bit, and it really, made me realize just one of the girls you interviewed had made the comment that women's bodybuilding, this is how we're supposed to eat. People shouldn't look at it like we're crazy that we carry around containers and stuff. If the way society has us eat now, we're all overeating. So I thought that was super interesting. I really enjoyed watching that interview, and it really brought some great points. Yeah, we push ourselves definitely to the max. I wouldn't say we don't, as far as lifting, cardio, and of course dieting when we're dieting for a show. But year round, I mean, you live, if you want to be competitive, you live the lifestyle year round. So it was
Yeah.
kind of cool to hear that.
Yeah, because it is a very demanding lifestyle. You have to be committed, and as unlike your male counterparts, everybody has their ideology of what a woman should be. You know,
Right.
and you are an athlete. You're a parent. Or you're training. You're a friend. I mean, you have to be a jack of all trade in this sport.
Absolutely.
hmm Now she's from Texas, and it seems like Texas has started becoming a growing mecca for bodybuilding. Back in the day, when I used to be, I was a big fan. When I was like into it, I think it was California used to be kind of like the old Billy Hillbillies. California's place you want to be, but now yeah, Texas is starting to take a place. Also like Florida and Texas. I think it's because of the weather. You think that is what it is?
It could be. It definitely could be the weather. I'm actually not sure why that is. But there are definitely a ton of Texas competitors. It's great to see. I don't see as many women bodybuilders, so I'd love to see more show up in the sport. I know partly
Mhm.
because it's just still kind of coming back. But yeah, there's a ton of them out there. You really kind of get your niche. I think part of it might be that the gyms, you're seeing a lot more hardcore gyms, not just the corporate gyms, and those tend to attract bodybuilders. So I think once people start coming in there and seeing that lifestyle, they're willing to try it a little bit more. So it's definitely a great thing though. The more competitors, the better. It shows we're living a healthy life.
Yeah, because like I say, like I got a couple ladies I done interview with, and one lady I consider a friend. One Miss Brittany Big Lemonade Brooks. She lives in Texas. There's Myla Ash, who's the number 4 in Miss Olympia. I think there was a great Denise Rusowski was from Texas. I think there's a good number of women bodybuilders and physique competitors and other women from the fitness world that's come for Texas. But like I said, it is becoming a new mecca for the sport.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
sure is.
yeah. Like if you could do anything in your life, what would it have been if you wasn't into bodybuilding?
I don't even know. That's a great question.
Mm.
Uh, I can't really say. I think that I'm in a great career. I love what I do, so I wouldn't change that. I'd change the hours, but I wouldn't change that. I have 2 awesome kids, a boy and a girl, so I can't ask for any more than that. Both healthy, great kids. Um, I'm working out. I'm healthy. It's honestly, other than continuing, my goal is to get on the O stage and eventually win the O. So outside of that, I mean, there's nothing in my life that I look back and would want to change.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I just actually excuse me. So that technical difficulties, folks, but we got straight. But yeah, as you said, you have 2 kids, son and a daughter. And what was like, with your kids, with you being a bodybuilder, what's it like around the house or when you go out and about, like, student teachers conference and stuff like that.
Well, I have one that absolutely loves what I do, and I'm one that absolutely hates it.
Oh,
So
we're not
I'll
gonna
go
tell
into
who
that.
which is which.
My daughter hates it.
Oh,
She hates the attention it brings when you're walking around and people are always coming up and talking, or parent teacher conference. She's an ROTC this year, so it, when her sergeant came over and started talking to me at orientation and her getting her uniform, she was just like, again, and she doesn't like that people stare at us when we go out. I think that's a teenager. She'll grow
yeah.
up. She'll get over it. At the same time, she likes the attention the boys give her when they're like, "Oh, your mom works out," So it's just kind of hit or miss. As far as lifestyle in the home, we live a very typical life. They both are they make healthy choices when it comes to food for the most part, but they're teenagers, so it's very lenient, but they know proportions. I have one that's super athletic and one that hates sweating. So,
We know which is which.
yeah, my son, he's a soccer superstar, um, and my daughter, I was surprised she
she's
signed up for her OTC. So,
she she's a typical girly girl, but she has this passion for the service. I hope she can find a career in it or anything else. And your son, maybe he might even follow your footsteps and become a bodybuilder. Quite often bodybuilders have athletic backgrounds, and that helps when they transition to
absolutely.
sport. Right here we have another one of my family, one Miss Fishiana. She says, "Hello, George Page, Savage in the chat." Thank you, Miss Fishiana, for coming through. It's just I enjoy talking conversation with these ladies because I get the knowledge, and especially you're the second lady who I have done an interview with you who's just now getting into the next level. And you recommend to me by a lady who I'm a fan of, Miss Marianne Wykowski. If I get it right, Marianne, I make sure it's right, Marianne. And she mentioned you, and I said, you know what? Let me reach out and see if she's interested in doing an interview. And she responded, and I'm enjoying this interview with her.
Yeah, Marianne's great. I've talked to her over Instagram several times before. She's a great mentor for me. She's been on the pro stage, um, super level headed, works super hard. I just absolutely adore everything about her. But I actually got to meet her backstage at Masters Nationals when she was doing her pro show, and just I can't say enough great things about her. It's those are the kind of athletes that you love. You have in bodybuilding, you have people who are very to themselves. I hate to say selfish, but they'll tell you it's not a team sport; it's a solo sport. But then you also have the competitors like Marianne who have no problem just coming over and talking to you and seeing how you're doing, seeing you coming up to their level, and just that to an extent it is a team sport if you look at it that way. If you can motivate the other competitors in a competitive way, I mean, she knows darn well that I'm going to be at the gym busting my butt if I ever have the opportunity to step on stage next to her. I'll be super friendly in the back, but when we start posing, you better watch out.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, yeah, like I
so
said,
it's people like that really make the sport fun.
yeah, that's good. You find somebody who has a common interest as you are, who's friendly. I know. I remember I have some conversations with ladies on IG. Sometimes there's some women who are kind of like catty, and just or just naturally competitive. But if you have somebody who supports you and who's a teammate who's friendly, that's a good thing. Now, there's no,
Absolutely.
yeah, and the sport has been, I think bodybuilding, especially the women's division, has been kind of on a struggle for quite a few years. I've been a fan of it since I can remember it, but it's now starting. I think it's starting to get to pick up again. You feel that feeling?
I definitely do. I know you're starting to see more competitors at each event, which is great. I mean, shoot, at North Americans was a huge show this weekend. There were so many competitors in every age group. It's probably one of the biggest shows I've seen. And it was really cool to see. Everybody brought their best package that they could, and the judges were great. The show was put on real well. Everybody was super friendly. It was a great feeling, and it's definitely going in the right direction for sure. And I wish that the women's side of the sport got as much attention as the men's side. We're not quite there yet, but hopefully, myself and some of the other ladies that you interview, we can kind of help pull it that direction a little bit more, hopefully by, being an advocate for the sport and a positive mindset so that we can just kind of pull people into it more.
Yeah, the thing is, like I said, most people really come to the guys because everybody likes to see the big freaky guys. They're the ones who really the sponsors behind. But I think you ladies are beautiful. You present a body that's not what people might be um, comfortable with or the standard, but you are athletes to be recognized. I know it's not fair that you don't get as paid as much as your male counterparts. Like I said again, it's a special sport. These ladies have to have hair, makeup, traveling expenses, everything else. While the guys got to put on some tanning lotion and wear a banana hammock, and that's about it.
Yeah, I always tell them you get to roll out of bed and walk downstairs. We got to be up at like 2 in the morning for makeup. So definitely a little bit different for them than us. But at the end of the day, it's not. At least I would hope not for everybody. It shouldn't always be about the money. We're a positive influence for so many in the younger generation, bringing them up. So if we can be influential in any way and show that you don't have to be that skinny look that you see in the magazine. Uh, you don't have to worry about what people think about you. It's okay to carry a lot of muscle. You're still feminine. If we can bring that out somehow and really change some of this mindset that you see going around, I really think we can make it a better place to live.
Yeah, because the thing is, I've been a fan, and some people were like, when you post stuff like on social media, people always say like, she's trying to be a man. Yeah, yeah, that's to do with boobs. And that's just crazy because and then if we, as myself, I'm a fan of you. People first said, "Man, are you gay?" So wait a minute. Now, if that was Arnold Schwarzenegger or Lee Haney or Dorian Yates or maybe somebody like that, yes, I might be. But you are still women. See, I'm from the South. I'm from North Carolina, and our women a little more fluffy, a little healthy. Not a lot of there's a few pistol sticks around here, but generally you have to like what you like, and you respect your body. You are in the sport and you want to be recognized as like I said again, this is a mother. This is she, and a lot of people don't think of that women can be in your sport, can have the responsibility of family and children. But there are quite a few women that I just did a couple interviews with ladies who are mothers by nature and mothers by nurture, and y'all both special breed to be a mom with muscle.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, anybody that knows me, I'm a very regimented person, for sure, probably to a fault. Uh, but yeah, definitely. I mean, I work in the corporate world. I work in the healthcare field. I'm a director of operations for breast care centers here in Houston, which like I said, I absolutely love doing, especially being in a leadership position. Because again, I'm in an influential position. Nothing better than being able to help other people grow their careers, and being a part of that. I'm a parent. I have 2 kids, so obviously, they're my main priority. And then bodybuilding, as I tell them, at least if I go to the gym, I don't take my stress out and bring it home to you. So that
Yeah,
makes them happy.
yeah, yeah. Lucky the kids though. The kids though, like, you know what? I didn't get my weight pound this week. I'm gonna beat you. Or be a
Yeah,
good job.
basically,
Say,
2 things
don't.
they know about me: don't talk to me in the morning till I've had a cup of coffee, and at the end of the day, make sure I went to the gym. And if it's off day from the gym, we probably need to stick a movie on or something, because if it's been a long day, my days start at 3 a.m. and I usually don't get home with them until about 8:30, and then it's homework and making sure everything's ready for the next day, chores, everything's prepped for the next day, and then it's hopefully to bed by 11:30. So it's long days, but again, nothing I would change. So
Mhm.
I'm very grateful for everything I have.
Like, see, it's like an old commercial. It's the toughest job you're ever gonna love.
Yeah, I think parenting is that.
Yeah,
That's
it
for
is.
sure.
Yeah, and that's just like I say, and like I said, folks, like again, her information in the description. Check her out. But also, I'm gonna put a rule to you guys. You sick freaks out there. We know you're out there. No D pics. This
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
one with kids. Stop doing that. Don't be that weird guy. You know. So one thing I often talk to these ladies now, if there's a way you could change the sport for the better, what would it be? What would you want to change in the sport?
Um, to change the sport to be better, honestly, I think it would just be that we do things a little more open and honestly. I think that people are so afraid to share their experiences to make the sport better, as far as, coaching or supplementation, things like that. That I think if it was a little more open to, so people really understood it, then it'd probably be an even better sport. You wouldn't hear of some of the tragedies we've heard of lately. Um, you wouldn't hear is probably as much about some of the poor coaching issues that some of these competitors have had to go through, and experiences that were negative. I think if it was just a little bit more of an open forum, which is why I appreciate everything you do. It's very, very open, and the competitors that you talk to keep it very real. And I think that that would really make it more popular and probably more attractive for people to do. I think there's a fear of what we do a little bit, because you do see some competitors really push that envelope and forget about their health. It's just like any sport. There's you still have to listen to your body, and I think that's kind of where we still miss, is we're not as open and loud about what we do.
Because like I said, with this sport is that everybody points to, okay, you're on steroids. I'm gonna keep, this is what people gonna say. You're on steroids. You're doing this. But just recently, there was a boxer, a female boxer, who died, and and that happens even in that sport. Boxers have died. Runners have broken their legs. I mean, it's just like any athlete, you're gonna have stuff like that's gonna happen. You're gonna have tragedies, and people are gonna say, "Oh, whoa, was me? What we gonna do? We're gonna do this, that, and that." But then still, nothing has really changed.
Right. And again, it goes to, you hear about the tragedy, but the follow-up's never there as to what happened. And of course, you want to respect people's privacy. You always do. But I think there's a time and a place that, it should be okay to have those conversations and understand, what's happened, what hasn't. How do you become better? How do you make it an even safer sport? You do hear a lot of people, talk about steroids. I hear people try to throw things at me all the time. I've been muscular all my life. I've always been thick. Again, I played sports that built muscle. So when you hear that and they say it in such a negative tone, when it's not something that should be negative, if they really understood what we do, and every sport has it. So it's kind of, again, it's a miss, I think, where we're just not being honest and just talking about it like it's a normal daily conversation. I really think that stigma would go away and we'd see it in a more positive light.
Mhm. Well, I got from one of my brothers from CS Combat Sports. That's a real group that we talk about MMA. We really do a lot of stuff for women's MMA because like with female bodybuilding, your sport and that gets put to second citizenship compared to the male counterparts. Colin Worker said that he's a new fan of the Savage.
Yeah. tell me
Yeah.
tell me to teach me some MMA sometime. I get a lot of
He-
messages about if I'm ever gonna cross over. Like, I kind of don't know that I like to
Yeah, I
do
don't
this,
think.
but
Yeah, I don't think no one likes to be put into like a rear naked choke, not on purpose.
no,
It's just you know,
I don't. I don't know that I do that well, but apparently I have a lot of people who think it would be an interesting thing for me to try. So who
yeah,
knows?
because I think it's more of a fantasy thing for some guys because there's certain sites and other uh websites that have like women wrestling guys. There's women who do sessions and they wrestle the guys. They either that's maybe not for you because that's the way how some women try to make their your money to circumvent as now as you said again we keep saying the sport is expensive and they have to find a way to circumvent money in between shows and if you do have a job it's still gonna it takes a lot of money to keep things going.
Oh, absolutely. It's expensive. Just the shows and traveling is expensive. Then you got to talk about, you have different coach. You have your coach who does. I'm in a really fortunate position. My coach also does my nutrition. He's fabulous. Couldn't say anything bad about the man. He's 100% with me on everything I do. But then of course you also have a opposing coach, and then you've got the cost of food, which is way cheaper than eating out, in my opinion, but you still have the cost of food, the time that it takes to prep your foods. You got gym memberships. You've got, it just adds up and adds up and adds up over time. So you really have to truly love what you do, because I'm sure you've heard it from plenty of competitors. You're not going to make the money back that you spend.
Yeah, because you have to really have a passion in the sport. Just yesterday they had the Savannah Pro. A couple ladies I followed, they didn't do too well. I was hoping they would do a little better, but they really are like I know some ladies say, you know what, I got to do some work. I got to fix this. I got to fix that, and I'll come back better next year. And that's why like determination. Because one of my favorite heroes is Batman. And what made Batman so great, not that the fact he was a billionaire, the fact he was determined. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah. So who's your hero?
My hero,
Yeah.
Superman.
Everybody goes with the Boy Scout. Everybody, I like Superman. I think he's a great superhero. And I think, like I said, I think I sent you something a while back, a picture where I said like female bodybuilders are like the superheroines, heroines
Yes.
of today. Because I think just you have this commitment to a sport. You work hard. I think like I one time I was like doing an interview with one of the ladies, and she remembered that how she met a little girl, and the little girl approached her and was just so excited to meet her and whatever, and asked a lot of questions. And I think that's what if you can get the respect and also the admiration of a child, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think in general it's interesting, because I think the funniest story I can give you is, and it was I went to a cat, or actually it was Dick's Sporting Goods. I had to go grab some new sneakers, and I was checking out at the register, and it was a younger girl, probably early 20s, and she looked at me and she goes, "Are you a bodybuilder?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Oh my gosh, you guys do exist." And I was like, I felt like an M&M commercial. I was like, "Yeah, we exist. We're
Mhm.
real." She's like, "You guys walk around like action figures. I just never saw one in person." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna buy my shoes now. Thanks."
That's a great story because, like I said, me personally, I have not met many ladies personally myself. I would love to one of these days, like if I ever have a chance and have the money, because things are not expensive now. I would love to come to your show and because it'd be a great opportunity just to meet you ladies. Because doing these interviews with you, this is like this. I was a fan. I'm a fan, but I'm really starting to get education with this sport over the years. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff. I'm hearing a lot of things. Some things a little bit, you have to be, you got to take it with a grain of salt, throw yourself and keep on rolling, or just, it's straight facts.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And I think that's the thing in general. Even us as athletes, there's always something to learn. We're never not learning, and it's things we can teach each other. Different coaches that you hear or watching in the gym, something somebody's doing working out, you go ask them a question because they're doing a different technique. It's constantly learning. I think when you think there's nothing left to learn, is probably when you should retire, because you're not going to improve anymore if you aren't open to change. So it's definitely been a learning experience. I can tell you, I've had some interesting ones for sure. I love where I'm at right now, so I can't complain. You have to go through a process to figure out what's best for you. Um, but yeah, I've definitely made some huge strides since November of last year to now, and I know I'll be doing my pro debut next year. We're taking a good off season. I'm going to be putting on about 50, so be ready, because I'm going to bring the freaky look that you think those boys can do. I'm going to show you. We're
See,
going to put a good
this,
50, 20 pounds on me, and I'm going to go show those girls I'm going to be the real She-Hulk, but not with green skin.
yeah, you'd be like, you come on stage, Miss Savage, aka Hawk.
And
It's
I'm
the
going to be like,
Hawk.
oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Like it's like not the CGI Hulk, the Lou Ferrigno Hulk where I grew up with. That was the Hulk.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
You
got to
know
put on
it.
the green. You got to put on the green wig and the green paint. And do
Yeah.
smoke. Oh,
Exactly. Funny enough, I have that action figure in my office at work. So it's my
I used.
motivation.
This is crazy. I remember a few. I had this. It was a fake Hulk head, like And one time, I went on my birthday. I went to the club I used to work at, and we hang out with some guys. And guys said, "Man, take guys after." Nah, man, this is my birthday. I want to wild out a little bit.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. But like I said, we most say we would love to see you make it in the pro division because, like I said, the sport needs more women to keep it up, because a few years ago, it wasn't long ago, as I tell everybody this: I'm a fan of the Chris Nolan Batman movies. My favorite is the Dark Knight and Batman Begins. But that quote that Liam Neeson told Christian Bale in Batman Begins, when he's in the Wayne Manor, telling like, if you take care of your enemy, you walk up behind them and stab them in the heart, and that's how the IFBB did the female bodybuilding. But even though you got stabbed in the heart and the back, you're still going strong.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Good analogy.
Yeah, it's so true. And like I said, people like this, I want to tell people, support these women. Because if you can't support them financially, you can support them emotionally. Like if you can, go to the shows, cheer them on. Follow them on their social media platforms.
Absolutely.
But reassure them that they are truly committed athletes to this sport. And like I said, they have to have a passion for the sport. We don't need no more of these doubters or haters. If you have an issue, don't don't even say nothing. If you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, you definitely get a little bit of both. And I think you hit the nail on the head. I know that a lot of our supporters on social media, I'm sure, get frustrated because, we get messages from a lot of different people. I'm not going to lie. 90% of the time, I wish I could read them all. I just don't get to them, and I definitely don't have time to respond. Um, but the messages that we do get, especially if they're commenting on our pictures and things like that, showing that support, I'm telling you, when I was going into Masters Nationals, as lean as I was, it was exhausting. There's some days you wake up, you don't even know where you are. You're so tired, but you still got to go get your cardio in and then still push through a workout and have your whole day. And when you see those messages from people who are, even if they're just saying, hey, you look great. Hey, you're so pretty. Hey, kill it in the gym today. Those messages, we do see them. And those little things do make a difference to us. So I hope that any of our supporters truly know that those little comments that you probably think we don't see, we see them, and we do appreciate them. And it does, at the end of the day, when we need that little extra push, when we think we don't have anything left in the tank, it's a lot of the times it's those words that refuel us to keep pushing forward.
It's kind of like with Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, how like, we believe in you, Tinkerbell, we believe in you.
Exactly.
That's a good feeling. Because like I say, I often I comment, might make nice like comments. Also, I'm going to also make some critiques, because like I say, like, there's some women who out there who be saying, I can do that. But I'm telling you, like, I'm gonna tell you this. I can either tell you a pretty lie or the ugly truth. And if you don't like the truth, then you don't belong in the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be able to take criticism. If you can't take criticism, again, you can't change. And if you're not going to change and evolve, you're going to bring the same look every time to the stage. And I know I'm not one of those competitors that wants to look the same. I'm always pushing to look better. And, for me, when I step on stage, I'm stepping on to win. So I'm not stepping on just to compete. I'm here to win. So, uh, you know, I bring the best package I can possibly bring. If my coach says, hey, we haven't done it yet, we got to throw it off season longer, we're going in the longer off season. There's never a rush to me to jump on the stage unless I'm 100% confident and my coach is 100% confident that we're bringing in an extremely competitive package that could be show winning. So,
Yeah. Cause like I say, folks, like I say, these ladies, they work hard. They want to be respected and recognized. And I keep telling you, folks, this is a sport. It's not for the meek. You have to be really committed. I know I kind of wishy washy at times. I admit that. But I gotta respect people like Miss Jamie Savage right here, and all these ladies I've done interview with. I'm really getting education. I'm really learning a lot, and I hope to maybe someday get to see you make the stage again on whatever show. I will support you like anybody else, and I hope the perspective looks for it. Now, like I said, I don't want to hold you up because I know you're tired, jet lagged, you want to go to sleep, you want to get some rest. Do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to? Somebody, people you want to recognize, sponsors, supporters, anybody.
I have a lot of supporters. All of my supporters, I would definitely shout out to. More than anything, of course, I have a great coach. So shout out to my coach. Also, my posing coach. I'm sure a lot of people know Kenny. Kenny Walsh is my posing coach. He's absolutely amazing. He's at most of the shows, um, works super long hours, and all his competitors look amazing that he works with. Um, Here in town, I mean, I work out at Species Gym most of the time. If you're ever in town, it is the South. It's the down south Mecca. So it is a bodybuilder gym. A lot of people absolutely love it. Their equipment there is very unique. It's built for bodybuilding. Um, and so it's able to, you can manipulate equipment differently so that you can hit different parts of the body than regular equipment. So I'd highly recommend, if you're ever in town, give it a shot. Um, but honestly, there's so many people and supporters. Most of them I like to, grab them when I see them and pull them to the side and thank them. But majority of the time, I really do. I want to let everybody know, when you follow us on social media, when you're making those comments, it really does make a difference to us, and it shows us that what we're doing does help to motivate other people, and in return, that again does motivate us to work even harder.
Right now, I just got one of my brothers from CS Combat Sports family, and that is XA23. He says, it's a Hey George page. Hey to chat. Yeah, thank you, XA, for coming through. Thank you for supporting us and Miss Jamie Savage. Folks, like I said again, her social media stuff is in the description. Also, has a cash app. Now, as I said, the rule is I keep telling you fellas, and get it through your thick skulls, your Rudy Poos, no deep. No one wants to see your little tatty whacker. No one wants to see that. These ladies, she has kids. She is a lady. See that chick down the street. See it like that the THOT, that hoe over there. But not to these ladies. These are women. They want to be respected, recognized. Say anything, send her a flower.
Flowers are
So,
good.
yeah. Well, I do appreciate your time. I appreciate you. I wish you the best of luck in the upcoming season. We most definitely will hope to see you, whenever show or whatever stage you'll be on. Um, you know, we would it's just a pleasure talking with you. And I hope, you have a good rest of your holiday weekend. You hope you get the jet lag, take that jacket off.
Yeah,
So
I
what?
think I had to be at the airport super early this morning, but yeah, I definitely plan on taking a nap. And luckily today is my off day, so I don't have to go lift. But I'll be in the gym tomorrow kicking butt. It's a leg day for me, so super heavy. We're gonna see if we can make it to 15 plates tomorrow on each side of that leg press. So see what we can do.
Yeah, it's a
But
leg day.
thank you so much for involving me. I love chatting and letting people know about the sport. If there's anything I can ever do in return, please let me know. I'm happy to do it.
See,
And I will definitely keep you guys posted, all of you and you,
one thing I'm
because
gonna say like this for
I'm
you like
holding
this.
you accountable to coming to the shows now.
Yeah.
So
One thing say this, like I said, as I said again, I'm a fan of the whole Dark Knight trilogy by Chris Nolan. When Jim Gordon was on top of the Gotham police station, and we said to Batman, I forgot to thank you, and Batman said to him, you don't have to, you never have to, you don't never have to thank
that's very true. But no,
you.
I do appreciate you. Definitely, I enjoy, like I said, talking about the sport. I hope to be an advocate, and I'm not, there's one thing everybody knows about me. I only say exactly what I mean. So not going to sugarcoat it. You're just going to hear what sometimes it just comes out. So,
Yeah,
uh, but I do appreciate the opportunity to sit and talk with you today. So thanks
yeah.
again
Well,
for me.
with opportunity was appreciated, and yeah, I appreciate your time. Miss Fishiana says it's awesomeness. So you are awesomeness, Miss Fishiana's opinion.
Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Don't do it too many poses, because hey, those smells are getting excited.
I know, right?
Well, like I said, again, I'd like to thank you for your time. I think you enjoy your weekend. Say hello to the kids and everybody else in Texas. Folks, like I said again, her information is in the description. Reach out to her, support this lady. Like I said, this is a woman who's on a mission, and you got to respect when somebody's on a mission. They're determined. But like I said again, no day pics. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I appreciate you again. This is your man, all the way George Page, aka Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever you want to do. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't eat too much barbecue. Don't faint and don't die. All righty. Appreciate it, folks, and goodbye.